Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Taya, and today we're doing an easy and affordable at-home self-maintenance routine for when you want to feel cute again without spending a lot of money. Starting off with hair, I am so proud of how far my hair has come. If you know, you know. It's looking so much healthier lately, and that's because I've actually been consistent with my routine and using less heat. Today we're keeping it simple. We're just going to shampoo, deep condition, and finish with a leave-in. Before we do all that, I'm going to start with the first and most important step, which is detangling. Recently, I've been detangling before shampooing and conditioning to avoid breakage, and I'm using the Aunt Jackie's Not On My Watch detangling cream and working in small sections. I used to do 4 big sections, but I think that caused tension and breakage, so now I go bottom to top, and I feel like it's much gentler and easier to manage. After rinsing the detangler out, I'm going to shampoo my hair twice with the Camille Rose Sweet Ginger Cleansing Rinse. And I'm making sure to really scrub my scalp and drag the shampoo down from the roots to the ends. You want to avoid scrubbing your ends a lot because that does dry them out and can cause more tension. This has been one of my favorite shampoos while my hair is transitioning from heat damage to curly. It's really gentle. I feel like my hair never feels dry after using it, and my curls always come to life, and it is one of the best shampoos I think for natural hair. So if you haven't tried it, please do. Whenever I put my hair in a protective style, I usually have it in for like 2 weeks. So I like to deep condition my hair first, and I've been loving the Camille Rose deep conditioner. It's so hydrating, and I feel like it brings my curls to life, and it also smells amazing. So yeah, I'm obsessed with Camille Rose. I think it works well for my hair type. I think I have low porosity hair, and these products leave my hair so hydrated. After rinsing my conditioner, I'm going to apply this Redken leave-in, and I'm using this one because it also doubles as a heat protectant, and I will be blow drying my hair. So I'm just going all throughout my hair and applying it and then brushing the product through. I'm going to go in and blow dry my hair, and I'm not really focused on getting it super straight. I just need it smooth enough to be braided. So you don't need to spend a lot of time blow drying your hair. Just make sure that most of the tangles are out and that it's stretched out. Now for my current favorite protective style, I'm going to be braiding the front and putting a half wig on the back of my hair. This style was super popular over the summer, but honestly, I hope we never stop doing it because it's so cute, low maintenance, and you can do it at home. You don't have to spend a lot of money going to the salon and getting your hair done. So I started by placing the wig on my head to measure out where the braids were going to stop. And I just found a braid pattern on Pinterest that I liked and went with it. Full disclosure, I'm not a braiding pro. Like, I never have been good at cornrows, but I did my best. I ended up doing about 13 braids in a circular pattern starting from one point of my head. But you can braid the front however you like. You can do big or small. You can have them all going back or a side part. The possibilities are endless, and all are very cute. So once I'm done braiding, I am going to braid the back of my hair into 4, I think I did 3 or 4 big braids. This is the hair that's going to be under the wig, so I just wanted to make sure it's laying as flat as possible. These braids don't have to be perfect, just you can even twist them or put a bun. I just prefer to do braids because I feel like those lay best underneath a wig. Once they're all braided, I just pin them up like this, and my hair is ready for the wig. So this is the next day. I'm just putting all the hair from the braids in the front to the back so that it can go under the wig, and then I'm going to take a little section of my hair from the top, and that's going to be my leave out. So this is the wig. I got it from Amazon. I will link it down below, but I'm just going to put the wig on and freshen up the curls. I lay my edges with edge control first so that they can dry down a little bit before styling them. I find that the edge control is a little bit easier to work with after it dries a little bit. So I just brush them straight down and I'll come back later to style them. So to define the curls, all I'm doing is spraying water, and then I'm using the Dew Chief Rocka Extreme Moisture Mousse, and then I'm taking this curl defining brush and just brushing through each section. This mousse is literally my favorite curly hair product ever. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend that you do. I'll show you guys one day on my natural hair how well this product clumps up curls. You can see on the wig that it does it, but the wig curls are easier to work with than my hair. But my hair has never been more defined than when I use this product. It's really good. And for my leave out, I am going to do the same exact process. Just spray it with water, apply mousse, and then use the brush to define the curls. I would be careful using this brush all the time. Just go for days where you want your hair to be a little more defined, but everyday use or even weekly use is not recommended because I feel like it can cause breakage. So just be careful with that. But I'm going to go back in and just swoop my edges and let the hair dry. And once it's dry, I am going to fluff it out with a wide tooth comb. You guys can also use a pick. And it is literally so cute. I feel like a pretty princess. And it's definitely my favorite go-to style lately. I've been wearing it all the time. Moving on to nails. I didn't film the full Gel X process because I'm still perfecting it. And honestly, I'm not that good at applying them, but I had to show you guys this cute and simple black and chrome. It's super easy, but it looks like you got it professionally done, and it just looks really cool. So I wanted to show you guys how I did that. I started with 2 coats of black gel polish, curing after each coat for 90 seconds, and then I applied a top coat and also cured that for 90 seconds. So you want to apply the top coat to both hands, even though we are going to be adding chrome to one of our hands. Make sure you completely finish each hand. So that means 2 coats of your color and then 1 coat of top coat, curing in between each. So after applying the top coat and curing it, I rubbed the chrome powder with an eyeshadow applicator, and I'm making sure I get the chrome all over the nails. You want to make sure you get the edges and the cuticles really good so you don't miss any spots. And then you want to take a clean eyeshadow applicator and do the same rubbing motion, and that's going to get rid of all the sparkle and just leave you with this really pretty reflective chrome finish. I'm finishing off by sealing in the chrome with another layer of top coat and curing that again for 90 seconds. For those of you interested in a kitten update, here's my Suki Dookie. She's so cute. She's just really bad, but she's so adorable. I love her. I'm finishing off with cuticle oil and just applying that all over my cuticles. And that's it for my manicure. I feel like this is such an easy way to elevate your at-home manicures by doing a different color on each hand. I feel like it just looks really cool, kind of edgy, and like you got it professionally done. Now let's move on to skincare. This is the routine I like to do before my makeup. I feel like my skin had been looking really textured and my makeup would always come out flaky. So I switched up my routine, and this combo gives me the smoothest, most hydrated base. So I started with micellar water to give my skin some slip before I gua sha'd. My face gets really puffy very easily, so this helps me feel snatched. And then I follow up with a cleanser. You can use whatever cleanser you love. And following that with a hydrating toner and snail mucin while my face is still a little bit damp to lock in the moisture. For my under eyes, I'm using these two products, The Ordinary's caffeine serum topped with a retinol eye cream, and my bags are always very heavy, so I feel like this kind of works, but honestly it's just genetics and there's not much I can do about it. Then I go in with niacinamide. It smooths my skin instantly, and I seal everything in with my favorite moisturizer, the Vanny Cream. It's super gentle, hydrating, and perfect for sensitive skin. Next up is brows and lashes. Honestly, the easiest way to look instantly put together. I used to keep my brows straight, but lately I pluck a little bit more from the arch, and I feel like it gives my face a more lifted, like grown and sexy type of look. But I don't really know. I usually try something new and like it just because it's new, but maybe the straight brows are a better suit for my face. I'm not really sure, but for right now, I do like the arched brow. For lashes, I'm using these manga lashes that I saw on TikTok. They're really cute, and I like to lay out the lengths before applying them. So I'm using 116, 214s, and 112 for each eye. I only use 4 because I feel like the width of my eyes aren't that long, and it can sometimes look a little heavy if I apply the lashes all the way towards the inner corner. So I just like to keep the lashes very simple, and it always comes out really cute. It's very simple to apply. I've showed you guys this a lot of times as well, but I just brush a thin layer of lash glue underneath my natural lashes, and I try to keep the glue very close to the roots, and then place each cluster underneath and then seal with the Lash Seal. And it just comes out so cute. I only keep these on for like 2 to 3 days, and they're really easy to take off with Vaseline, but that's the longest I've been able to keep them without them getting really crusty. Now for makeup, I filmed this for a Walmart partnership, and I was obsessed with how it turned out. It's so smooth and airbrush looking, and I've been doing it all the time. It's so beautiful, so I wanted to show you guys the full routine. I started with hyaluronic acid, and for brows, I used the Maybelline Super Fluff and just lightly brush them up. And next, I'm color correcting with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer and blending the edges with a brush. And I'm going to lightly set that with a loose powder before applying foundation. It doesn't really matter which powder you use, but just make sure you're not applying too much because we are going to be using cream products on top of that. For foundation, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I think this was my first time trying the matte version, and it is so amazing. It's full coverage, but not too heavy, and it still leaves you with a nice natural healthy glow. Like, it doesn't completely dry your skin out, and I just think the color match is perfect. Like, everything is perfect, so please try this foundation if you haven't. For blush, I'm obsessed with the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. You only need a few dots, and it blends out so good, and the pigment is very, very strong, so be careful. I also wanted to go for a very blush heavy look, so if you're not into that, just use a little bit less blush and you'll still get the same results without it scaring you. And then I'm going to highlight my under eyes and high points of my face with the Instant Age Rewind Concealer and just blend that out and set everything with the Maybelline Fit Me Pressed Powder. And I feel like the powder and the foundation go so good together because they're both matte and poreless, and it just leaves you with the most airbrushed looking makeup. And it's all drugstore, so it's affordable. Like, I really love my drugstore products. Next, I'm going in with a cream contour. I like to apply it to the back of my hand so that it melts and is easier to blend out. I'm applying it to my cheekbones, my forehead, chin, and nose. And if it looks too harsh on the nose, you can always go in with your powder or concealer and just buff it out a little bit. After that, I'm going in with a liquid highlighter and applying it to the bridge and tip of my nose, my inner corners, and my brow bone. And I feel like this just makes a good base for your powder products, and it makes the powder highlight pop a little bit more. On top of that, I'm using this e.l.f. eyeshadow, and I'm just applying it to my inner corners. And this is one of those sheer pigment glitters, so you can't really see the color too much. You just mainly get the sparkle. And then I wanted it to be even more intense, so I added the Makeup by Mario highlighter in the shade Honey on all of the places that I highlighted. So lastly, for the highlight, I'm going in with this eyeliner and applying that on top. I wanted my inner corners to be really highlighted, as you can tell, so that's why I did all of those steps. But you can definitely just use one product. I feel like it won't make that much of a difference. And then I'm taking a black eyeliner and applying that to my upper lash line, and I'm only going to bring it halfway and use my nail to wing it out. I feel like that's so much easier than trying to draw a wing, and it always comes out perfect. For my lips, I'm using the Maybelline Super Stay Lip Tint. I think this is like the perfect like brownish shade for my skin tone. I just love the way it looks. And then set my face, apply mascara, and line my lips, and apply a lip gloss. And that's it for the final look. It's so smooth, affordable, glowy, and the blush just makes me feel so pretty. And that's it for today's self-care. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out and hopefully got a little inspired. I feel like I spend 90% of my life just pampering myself, and I love it so much. So I hope you guys enjoy it as well. I love you, and I will see you in the next video.